Crossroads. Each Crossroads story is based on the actual experiences of American clergymen, pastor, priest, or rabbi, the men who give inspiration and guidance to people at the crossroads of life. These dramatic stories are presented with the cooperation of our Board of Advisors, Captain Maurice M. Witherspoon, Father George B. Ford, and Dr. William F. Rosenblum. In the village of Wang Mai, young Po Ling, working at his trade, a trade traditional with his family, the making of fireworks. Po Ling was 20 years of age. Father Raymond, a Jesuit medical missionary who lived most of his life in China, riding his ancient bicycle along the dirt roads, dedicating his talents and life to God and the Chinese people.
Pauling, the body exploded. He wants to die.
My eyes.
Go to my bicycle and get my medical kit. Let me have it. Pauling, this is Father Raymond.
Please let me die.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to take you to my dispensary at Angkor.
No.
First, I'm going to give you something to ease the pain. Then I'm going to examine your eyes.
Father Raymond was a specialist in injuries and diseases of the eye, who abandoned a lucrative practice to enter the Order of St. Vincent.
Yes, sister?
He is awake now.
I will try to explain to him.
There is no hope.
The surfaces of both eyes have been badly seared. Powder has been embedded deeply in the membranes.
He is so young.
Yes, I know. The pain, it's bad.
Like fire eating into my brain.
There's only one way I can stop the pain.
My eyes. You want to take away my eyes?
The pain will go with them. You will not feel it again.
Why did you bring me here? Why didn't you let me destroy myself as I wanted to?
Because it would be a sin for you to take your life.
It is better to die than to live the life of a blind man. To be a burden on relatives who are already burdened. To beg for a living. Is this the kind of a life you want to save me for?
I cannot let you die. Either as a doctor or as a priest.
It's my life, not yours.
Well, it's not your life, really. It's given to you in trust to live. Therefore, you haven't the right to destroy it, any more than you have the right to destroy the life of another.
Those are the beliefs of your Christian faith. I am not a Christian.
I am.
What kind of a life would it be? Never to see the sun, the trees, or the flowers. Never again to see the face of my parents or my friends. To live alone in darkness, knowing that for me there can never be light.
It is not given us to know the future.
I know my future. Darkness. Black darkness.
Sight is only one of the five senses. And God in His goodness.
Your God in His goodness. me.
God, in His goodness, has many ways of compensating for the loss of one of these senses. It's a known fact that the hearing, the smell, the touch, the taste of blind people becomes more acute to make up for this loss.
Father, I am grateful. You are trying to be kind to me. If you want to prove your kindness, the goodness of your God, let me die.
Perhaps if you will trust me, believe, I will help you find another light, an inner light.
Don't preach to me. Help me. The pain, I can't bear it.
Holding,
Yes.
you understand everything I have done up to now. I've given you a sedative to reduce the pain.
Yes.
I don't want you to have any doubts. I want you to know that I know exactly what I'm doing and why I must do it. Now, when Sister puts the ether cone on your face, I want you to go to sleep, quietly, trusting me.
You asked me if I knew how to pray.
Yes, I did.
I am praying now that I never wake up from this sleep.
Now, I am ready to begin. As I have told you, no man can foretell his future. How do you know what tomorrow brings?
Tomorrow. All my tomorrows will only be more of today's.
The history of the world is full of examples of men who have suffered as you have suffered. Men who have been stricken, but who went on to glory. For example, the poet Milton, who wrote, "Paradise lost, and then paradise regained, was blind." The greatest historian and authority on the conquest and history of South America and Mexico was blind. Great musicians have been blind and deaf, but they gave the world a beauty and a harmony that might have been lost if they didn't possess the courage and the faith to rise above their afflictions.
They were educated or gifted with a talent. I'm a Chinese peasant who knows nothing but to work with these hands. Do you think I can sit here existing forever on your charity? Already the food you give me turns sour in my mouth.
Patience, my son. Patience.
Patience. Will patience restore my sight?
No, but patience and understanding and faith will show you that inner light that I've tried to explain to you. Far more glorious than the light of the sun. That light will flow down to you from the Son of Heaven himself.
You are now speaking of miracles.
I'm speaking of what I know, what I've seen with my own eyes.
Father Raymond, during the long years you have been in China, you have seen with your own eyes what happens to one like me. You know that life, even for the strong and healthy, is nothing more than a struggle against poverty and starvation. As for the afflicted, it is a hell far worse than the hell of Satan.
But you must have faith. You must believe.
I believe you should have let me die.
So, you still wish for death.
I will seek death until I find it.
But you cannot take your own life. I've told you that. You would be committing almost the greatest sin.
Father Raymond, I became a Christian because of you. Out of my love for you. Out of my gratitude for all you have done for me. I accepted your faith. I have even tried to live it. But I'm still blind. Useless, hopeless.
Suppose you could be self-supporting.
A blind man in China, self-supporting.
Supposing I were to suggest to you a business whereby you would not only be self-supporting, but also so dangerous that if you were caught, you would certainly lose your life. If you knew that at any minute of the day or night, that death could come to you at the hands of someone else, would you be willing to wait for it to come to you rather than destroy yourself?
Yes,
You promise?
I promise. Show me this way. What must I do?
You must find your way alone, by night and by day, over country roads and through city streets, to operate under the noses of the communist forces who control this district.
Teach me what I must know, Father.
I will. Splendid. You haven't made one mistake.
This stick you made me seemed to have eyes.
Now try it once again.
He is like a different boy. What are you doing with him, Father?
Well, God forgive me if I'm doing something wrong, but I'm teaching Po Ling to become a smuggler.
After 6 months, Po Ling was making the 60-mile journey on foot between his village of Wang Mai and the Chinese communist-held city of Pao Ting. Guided by his stick and his instinct, he made his way through the streets of the city in full sight of the red soldiers and officials. And to a certain dark cellar where he acquired his contraband, a certain wine known as Cao Ling Yu, a ceremonial beverage. And for centuries it has been a part of the rituals of coming of age, of betrothal, of marriage, of the birth of a child. But the Reds had prohibited the making and the selling of Cao Ling Yu on the grounds that the ingredients going into it were needed for the support of their army. It took him 10 days to complete each journey to Pao Ting and return, but each journey was profitable. For back in his village, Po Ling sold the Cao Ling Yu in small bottles. His friends and neighbors, knowing the risks he took in bringing it to them, paid him gladly and well for the ceremonial wine.
Father,
Yes?
he's here to see you.
Oh, good. Come in, Po Ling. Sit down, my son. I'm happy to see you looking so well and so prosperous.
I have come to ask another favor of you, Father.
Anything, if possible.
Will you please keep this money for me?
Ah, you have done well.
Thanks to you, Father. I am dependent on no one.
You know, this makes me a repository for your illegal gains.
Illegal gains? Why, for centuries, the wine I smuggled, this Cao Ling Yu, has been necessary to my people as part of their lives. For celebrating the coming of age, for pledging the marriage betrothal, for rejoicing in the birth of a son.
Ah, but the Reds say they need the ingredients for the support of their army.
But you and I know better, Father. My people need this wine to carry on the traditions of their families. They need it for the good of their
souls.
Call it what you will. They need it. Will you keep the money?
I will keep it. My son, have you found peace within yourself?
No, Father.
You still think you would be better off dead?
No. What I am doing is only a means to that end. But I hope now that it will not come until I have provided for my parents.
But you no longer think of taking your own life.
No, I do not think of that now. Not only because of my promise to you, but because I know that sooner or later I will be caught and my life will be taken from me.
How many trips have you made to Po Ting without being caught?
11.
11 times you've been in the shadow of death, and yet it has passed you by. Why, do you think?
I'm beginning to enjoy it a little. It's like a game, a dangerous game I'm playing with the Reds. I carry my contraband out in the open. Sometimes I can feel them looking at me, wonderingly about me, suspicious of me. And then they pass on without stopping me. And I know what they're thinking. They are thinking that he's only a blind boy, not worth questioning.
Exactly. Your blindness is your protection, your shield. Remember what I told you about God and his goodness, compensating the unfortunate?
But I'm still blind, Father.
Do you still consider yourself useless, an object of charity?
No. I'm making enough for all my needs and my parents. But that is today. Tomorrow, on my next trip to Baoting or the next, I will be caught. And then, it will come to the end.
Then, one day in Baoting, that tomorrow Wo Ling predicted finally confronted him.
Pardon this stupid person, comrade soldier.
What's your name?
My name is Po Ling.
And where do you live?
My village is Wangmei.
What are you doing so far from home here in Baoting?
Is it forbidden to visit Baoting?
Answer my questions. I have seen you here in Baoting before.
It is possible. I have been here many times.
And what brings you so many times to Baoting?
I'm a merchant.
And what kind of business are you in, comrade merchant?
I am a smuggler. I buy and sell contraband, Kaolangju.
What kind of a game are you trying to play with us? A blind man, a smuggler.
You asked me a question. I told you the truth.
See what this fool is carrying in those cans.
It is Kaolangju. And from the taste, it's the best. Of course, I deal only the best. I do not cheat my customers.
You know that dealing in this wine is a major crime.
Yes.
You know that the penalty is death.
Yes.
You will be buried alive.
It makes no difference how I die. I have waited a long time for death to come. And now that it's here, I thank you for it, with all my heart.
He's not only blind, he's mad.
You mean he invited you to bury him alive?
Yes, comrade captain. He says he wants to die. He said he started to smuggle Go Liang Xiu only because he wanted us to capture him and kill him.
So, you are not afraid to die? No. You can bury me alive. The bayonet, a pistol shot, any way you choose. I will thank you for the favor. Why do you bother me with a babbling of a madman?
But comrade captain, the order was to...
Can't you see for yourself? He's crazy.
But the law...
I told him that, sir. Killing a blind man or a cripple is the worst kind of bad luck.
Po Ling, or whatever your name is. If you can understand what I'm telling you, don't show yourself in Baoting again. If you do, it won't be buried alive, or a shot, or even a bayonet for you. I will have you locked up in a nice little cell and leave you to a slow death. Take him out of here. And then the red soldiers took me to the city gate and kicked me out.
And they were right. Po Ling, you're a fool. You've ruined everything. You insisted that you wanted to die after I figured out this business of turning you into a smuggler so that you could attain your wish and not stain your soul with suicide. So, what happens? As soon as the red soldiers tried to kill you, You tell them that's exactly what you want. Do you suppose they're going to do something to please you? Hardly. Do you think they're going to kill a man who wants to be killed? So, you've spoiled your chance to die. Now I'll have to think of something else.
Do not be angry with me, Father. And
what?
it's just that I'm not so interested now in dying.
Oh? And what are you interested in?
I want to live now. I was a fool when I wanted to die, Father. Before you taught me that I could live, could be useful.
Well, we'll have to find you another business.
I thought of that on my way back from Pouting. I have money now. I want to become a weaver of cloth. I could give work to the people in my village, those unfortunates that no one wants. It would help them, save them from the time when the floods come or when the crops fail. Will you help me to help them, Father?
My son, I think you're beginning to find the light.
Thank you, Father.
Oh, come in, sister. Goodbye, Poling.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, Pauline.
Goodbye, sister, and thank you, too.
This is Jisoo, Father. We found her just outside the gate of the compound. She's hungry and a little frightened. Tell her that she has nothing to fear now.
She's almost beautiful. Have you always been blind, my child?
No. Last winter I was sick. In 3 days I was blind. Before that I worked to earn my living. But now my people are poor and I'm a burden to them. So I went away from village to beg food.
But how did you find your way here?
I don't know. I'm lost. I don't know where I am.
You've come to the right place.
I have chosen you to work with me because I know so well the problems and heartaches of those who believe themselves to be useless, a burden. Then through Father Raymond, I discovered what a fool I was. I learned to live again, to hope again.
So, you have not only made yourself into a rising young manufacturer, but the entire village looks upon you as a benefactor.
What I am, Father, you made me.
And what he has learned, you can learn. What he has done, you can do. I would like you to know that neither age nor affliction need make anyone a burden, waiting for the end.
When I learned not to feel sorry for myself, I learned to live again.
And should you ever feel sorry for yourselves again, I'd like you to remember that old story of the man who cried because he didn't have any shoes, until he met a man who didn't have any feet. Are you happy, my son?
I think so, Father. At least I'm happy in what I'm doing. But sometimes I'm a little sad, lonely.
I've brought you someone who needs help, just as you needed help.
I give it gladly, Father, if I can.
You can. Be kind to her, my son. She needs love and hope.
God moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform.
I wonder if Po Ling saved any of the betrothal wine.